Hello and welcome to Colin's Wonder. Today I have an unboxing video for you of a new pen I picked up. It was kind of an impulse purchase as I was browsing some pens at my local store. I want to follow up on a pen I ordered that hasn't arrived yet, and while we were browsing, my wife and I both fell in love with this pen and we just picked it up. So without further ado, let's go ahead, pull out this pen. Right. So it's a Montblanc Meisterstück. It is from the Origin collection, which is kind of an anniversary edition for the Meisterstuck line to celebrate Montblanc. I think it's like a 100-year anniversary for this collection, and the box feels really nice. Comes with, looks like a little book to celebrate their pens over the years, I think. Or maybe it's more of an ad for more pens or a history of the brand. But yeah, kind of cool just to have. So move these kind of out of the way so the camera doesn't focus on them intermittently throughout the video, because it might grab the text. So it has a service guide in there, and I think underneath that, or yeah, somewhere is, yeah, in there is my vendor stamp. So it's a little dusty in here, so hopefully the dust gets on the pen. Let me just pull it off real quick. Let's do some close-up shots. So again, this is a Montblanc Meisterstück from the Origin collection. I love this pen. It jumped out to me because it reminded me of the JFK pen I have. The same color of silver and blue-ish that I just liked a lot. But additionally, the cap has some color variation to it, and the resin, and it just looks great. It's dusty in here, so the dust keeps clinging to this pen as I pull it out. But yeah, it looks great. It feels great. This is a good weight. I do prefer this one's heavier. I do prefer it slightly heavier, but this is not a bad weight at all. Let's uncap it. I'll get some more close-up shots. But let's look at this nib. So maybe we get closer. Focus. Out there. So yeah, that looks pretty good. It's, not a two-tone or anything, but I think if it was two-tone, it would kind of, it would mess with the aesthetic of the silver and blue. So I actually prefer it to be just this color. It does post, of course, It feels pretty good. It is maybe a little back heavy because it is lighter and there's metal components in the back. But I don't really post as I write. I prefer not to. So I will generally just write it like this anyway. I prefer not to post all of my pens if I can help it. I just don't like how I can get ink up here and it can start to wear the barrel down a bit. So I just prefer not to. I also just like the size more. So yeah, I like it a lot. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the video, so I hope everything stayed in focus. But this is in a fine nib. Has some text here. I will go ahead and ink it up and write with it, but before I do that, I want to pause the video so I can take some close-up photos of the nib before I ink it up. I have a lot of photos of my other pens, but they're all inked, and it's pretty hard to clean off the nib super well and get all the ink out of there unless I do a deep clean and then, you know, let it dry out without inking it up again. And, you know, I would just, with how many pens I have, I just didn't want to do that. So before I ink it up, I will take some photos to kind of get some more close-ups. Yeah, I think this pen is pretty. It jumped out to us. So let's see if I can get a good, yeah, that looks pretty good. Right. And I did want to compare it briefly with this pen. This is the Moonman P136 or Mahjong P136 knockoff. It looks, I mean, this is the Meisterstuck line, right? It's a classic line in Montblanc. And then there's this pen. They look very similar. And I think this is kind of heavily inspired, if not copying the Montblanc a lot. This pen costs $40. What's interesting is I don't think I would have considered this pen to purchase it, even though I liked how it looked, until I got this pen. This pen was kind of a gateway for me to starting to appreciate this style of pen a little bit more. I generally don't like the the ink window plasticky fill. This one feels super cheap, to be honest, and it is. The quality isn't really there. I don't know if I don't even know if it's worth the $40 I paid for it. Just, I've had a lot of issues getting ink all over me. I don't know how or why. I haven't really figured that out yet. But this pen has gotten my hands inked. And I mean, look, the nib quality is not there at all. And I don't think I would buy this pen or recommend this pen, but for me, it was a gateway for me to get into this pen. So I appreciate that. It was kind of like a jump or a stepping stone, if you want to say that. And I don't think this pen, in terms of quality, can match this one. I just don't. The materials are more premium. You can just feel the quality in your hands. At least those are my initial impressions. We'll see how this one writes. I will, as I said, ink it up here shortly. But yeah, let me just go ahead and pause the video now, and I'll get back to you. We're back, and I think I got some decent pictures. Not my best work, but I will post those here and use them in future review videos and Penmore videos. Anyways, let's get this guy inked up, and I'm going to pick Midnight Blue. I just want to see if my experience with this Montblanc pen will be different than what I had with this, if my experience will be different between the two pens. I had some initial issues with that one and how it felt to write. Felt like really dry, didn't feel good to write for a long time. That's since changed, but I just want to see, like, you know, same ink. So Let's go ahead and ink this guy up. So, I think I got enough ink. I got some, but I want to get a little bit more than I pulled up. Right. There we go. Just gonna wipe this guy off. Make sure I didn't get any ink on my fingers. There we go. Okay. So, go ahead and move this guy. And I'll be working on another camera angle to try to get some like closer up shots of writing samples. However, that's a work in progress. I need to get some camera rigging and stuff to do that. So let me see here. All right, here we go. Oh, this is way different. So this is a fine nib, and my other Montblanc is a medium, and this feels more like a medium than that one at first write. It could be because this is freshly inked and it's really, gushy because the feed mechanism is saturated, but it feels vastly different and way better, to be honest. And it's given me a new appreciation for this ink as well. Wow, this is pretty good, actually. So I am actually very happy with this. It's very smooth. Wow. Let's see. Hopefully it's not too bright. Let me adjust the camera. Yeah, let's try there. All right, look at that. Probably get even closer, so. Well, that was a much more pleasant experience than I had with this one. I mean, I still love this pen. It's writing great now. So as you can see, it's a different ink, so it's not really fair to compare directly. But you can see the line thickness is very comparable, to be honest. Like, this is a fine and this is a medium. That's very interesting. So I do feel like that that other one maybe is the feed or tines in the nib might need some further adjustment, although it's riding beautifully for me, so I'm not going to really play with it anymore. I didn't really play with it much other than just gave it time to ride in. I was a little reluctant to, you know, try to mess with it much, as it was one of my first pens. But yeah, that is one beautiful pen. Let's see if I can get a close up here. Okay, this writing sample is taking all the glory here. Yeah. What a beautiful nib. So this will be on Pen Wars, but I want to give it some time for me to actually use the pen and see how it does in the longer run, you know, after the feed is, you know, not saturated, how it writes in the long run. But my hopes are high now. This is a way better experience than I had with that other one. Yeah, just super impressed. For a while I was blaming the ink and not the pen, but I think it was the pen. Yeah, look at that. It is a beautiful pen. Yeah. Well, I think that's it for this video. Let's see, focus. Yep. Thanks for sticking around. I'll have more unboxing videos up and coming, as well as Pen Wars and coming soon Ink Wars. So feel free to comment and subscribe. If there's any inks you're interested in for Ink Wars or pens you're interested in for Pen Wars, I'll see if I can pick them up. Just let me know. Anyways, thank you.